Are you looking for an honest and unbiased recap of the Miss India 2025 grand finale? Then you have come to the right place. In today's video, I am going to give you a full recap and review of the recent Miss Universe India 2025 competition. My name is Kimmy Jane. I represented my country as Miss Australia. I am a pageant coach and I have over 10 years experience in the pageant industry, which is why I am so excited to review the much awaited Miss Universe India 2025 competition, and what a prestigious beauty pageant it truly is. And I must say that Miss Universe India did such an incredible job this year of the staging. The opening number was amazing. I loved all of the women's cocktail dresses. I thought they looked absolutely exquisite on stage. I loved the choice of songs from Dua Lipa. They were very, poppy, they were very cool, they were very upbeat and funky. So I really enjoyed the music choices this year. And I also loved the hosts. They had two beautiful hosts and they were both so confident. They did such a good job being warm and real on stage, and they had so much professionalism. And as with all of my videos, when I do a recap, I do not base my judgment off who is a fan favorite. I base it off what I can see. So I'm going to be analyzing the contestants on their performance that I can see from the Miss Universe India competition, and I will break down their performance elements and I will basically give them a bit of a review or a recap based on whether I think they've done an exceptional performance on stage or just maybe more of an average one. And that's kind of what separates those who win from those who don't. So if you do like to watch unbiased, honest recaps of pageants that are really based on the ladies' performances, not just who is the fan favorite, then you have come to the right place. I'm going to get straight into today's video. Let's get started. So the Miss Universe India competition started with the lovely 48 contestants who each got to participate in the opening number and then do an on-stage introduction. And then there were a large number of subtitle awards given out to the contestants, or like side awards. So I'm just going to announce who won these particular side awards, as sometimes this does have an impact on the overall scoring of the contestants. So Best in Fitness went to contestant number 44, Best in Sport went to contestant 3, Best in Evening Gown went to contestant 43, Best in Talent went to contestant number 5, Best in Ramp Walk went to contestant 30, Beauty with Brains went to 33, Beauty with Purpose went to contestant 46, Best in Personal Interview went to contestant 21, Best in Speech went to contestant 33, Fashion Icon was awarded to 42, Best in National Costume was awarded to 3 of the ladies, contestant number 32, 11 and 14, Miss Congeniality was awarded to contestant 35, Miss Popular went to contestant 37, Miss Photogenic went to 32, Top Model was contestant number 22, Miss Confident Smile went to contestants number 29, 21, 24, 14, 25 and 46. Miss Glowing Skin was awarded to contestant number 32. Timeless Beauty Award went to contestant number 31. Best Hair and Makeup went to contestant 24. Miss Sudoku went to contestant number 3. Miss Beautiful Eyes went to contestant number 3. Glamorous and Aspirational went to contestant number 24. Best in Swimsuit went to contestant number 22. And Miss Glowing Skin went to contestant number 32. And might I just say that from what I can see, it looked like contestant number 32 won quite a number of the subtitle awards. However, as we know in pageantry, and from my personal experience, sometimes it's not the women who win all of the side awards that actually take away the crown. And I'm interested to see where contestant 32 places, as I haven't watched the pageant yet, as in I'm watching it while I'm filming this video, so I don't actually know who won Miss Universe India yet. And I like to do this on purpose when I'm reviewing and recapping a pageant, because I want to truly give my unbiased review and opinion on all of the ladies' performance and not have my judgment clouded or swayed by knowing the end results. So I'm really curious to see who is going to take out the Miss Universe India crown for 2025. Now, the next stage of competition was, of course, the announcement of the top 20 contestants progressing through the grand final. So progressing to top 20 was contestant number 32, 24, 3, 31, 48, 42, 10, 26, 46, 22, 35, 29, 21, 14, 43, 28, 30, 1, 6, and the Miss Popular Award, which went to number 37. So these were the lucky ladies, well not lucky, I guess they've all worked incredibly hard, who then progressed to top 20 and went on to the swimsuit round, which I am going to recap live with you, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so we're starting with contestant number 1. Honestly, her opening has been absolutely flawless. Executed this perfectly. Such a strong walk, such a strong spin turn. Her end posing is absolutely gorgeous. She has practiced this to perfection. She has such strong presence on stage. She has great technical skill. I love the over the shoulder hair flicks, the spins, the walk. Everything was perfect. That was genuinely a 10 out of 10 performance. So well done to contestant number 1. Now we have our next contestant. Okay, now we have contestant number 3. That was a pretty skilled opening turn on stage. I'm liking the change up of the facial expressions. I would have liked, oh no, I think she's taking strong and long strides. I like the opening pose. She's doing a little over the shoulder look. I think that over the shoulder hair flick could have been a little bit stronger if I'm being honest. Look, the posing is nice, but I don't think this is the strongest performance for Miss Universe. But overall, it was a nice performance, but this is Miss Universe, so this has to be absolute perfection. Now it's time for our next contestant. This is contestant number 6. I love her warm smile. Oh, she's got really fierce facial expressions, which we absolutely love to see. She had a nice opening spin turn. I think she's almost overdoing the hips, but it's okay. I like the end pose and the smile. She's transitioning into a more serious look. This is showing a lot of confidence and command of her facial expressions on stage. That was a really sleek performance. Well done to contestant number 6. Now we have our next contestant. This is contestant number 10. So we have contestant number 10. Okay, I think that her pace on stage is a little slow. I think that it would have been great if she could speed up her walk entry onto the stage and also just her ramp walk down the runway. Yeah, I think she could speed up a little bit, but she has a beautiful smile. She's facially stunning, so maybe she's just taking her time, but let's see how her end posing goes. I like the confident hair flick. I like the end posing. Not bad. She blew a little kiss. I think it was almost there for like a 10 out of 10. I would have given that maybe like an 8 out of 10. That was a strong performance. I think it just needed a little bit of tweaking. The biggest thing would have been speeding up her walk. But now we have contestant number 14. She has a great pace. She's taking strong strides. Perfect spin turn. I love the powerful hair flick. Oh my goodness. I love the sassy expression on her face. She looks fantastic. Now let's see how her end posing goes. Very smooth. I like the transitions. She's holding them. Oh, she executed that spin turn perfectly. I love it. That was a strong, sassy performance from contestant number 14. Well done. That is definitely one of my top picks. Now we have contestant number 21. Strong stride, lovely half spin turn and hair flick. I love her smile. Oh, and she's doing a lot of facial transitions, which, you know, I love to see on stage. Oh, interesting end posing transitions, perfectly executed. She's got a really confident presence on stage. Yes, I feel like towards the end of her end posing, I felt like she was getting that confidence that I think she just needed to have at the beginning. But now we have contestant number 22. This is a ramp walk. Okay, ladies, this is a ramp walk. She is giving confident. This is giving Victoria's Secret, but in a good way. Oh my goodness. She's got such a powerful energy. She's owning the stage. She looks so happy and vibrant. Perfect hip movement, the arms, the shoulders. She's stepped into her M posing like an absolute perfectionist. I love this routine. She is such a boss woman. Well done. That is a standout performance. Honestly, that was a 10 out of 10 performance for me, so well done. Okay, now we have our next lovely contestant. I think this is contestant number 24. Ooh, she's gone for such a different posing sequence at the beginning of her routine, which I like. That's how you capture the judge's attention. Now she's walking down the ramp. She's looking really confident. I really like her updo as well. Very glamorous and very fun for swimwear. Great M posing, nice smile. Well done. That was a really solid performance. All right, this is contestant number 26. I love her big pageant hair. It looks great in this swimwear round. She's got fantastic strong posing. I'm loving the side posing she did with her leg. She just looks really strong on stage, and I would 100% progress her in the competition. Next we have contestant number 28. I loved how she took her time with her opening half spin turn pose sequence. Really powerful and eye-catching. She's got a strong ramp walk. Ooh, that was some really strong shoulder movement going into her final pose sequence. It's almost a little overdone, if I do say so myself. You know what? You do need to be powerful when you're doing your posing, but there were just little parts to that I thought were just a little bit overdone. Maybe you'll know what I mean, like, because I showed on the screen, so you'll see what I'm referring to. Now we have our next contestant who, oh my gosh, I love it. She's got such a bouncy, highly energetic strut. This is contestant number 29. What a fun opening spin. Honestly, borderline too much energy, but it is a pageant and she's definitely eye-catching, that is for sure. For some reason, she's almost reminding me of more like 90s beauty queen energy. It's more innocent, it's not as rehearsed. She's just laughing, having a fun time on stage. This is very reminiscent of like our 90s beauty queens, and I actually kind of like that she brought that energy to the stage because it's so different to what we're used to seeing. So I'd actually give that like a 9.5 out of 10. Okay, so now we have contestant number 30. Oh, she's got a really strong walk going down the stage. I love the fierce facial expressions. Very fierce posing to start off, and I love how she's transitioned into a smile. It just shows a lot of great command of, you know, your emotions and your facial expressions on stage, which that's what separates the beginners from the experts. She's got a fantastic ramp walk. Oh, I'm loving her end posing. She looks incredibly fierce, really strong, and like she's in total control, but it's not too much. This is such a wonderful performance from contestant number 30. Oh, her execution was absolutely flawless. She should be so happy with her performance. Contestant number 31. She's got a really nice walk. I think that the walk needed to maybe stick into a straighter line as she was coming down the runway, but maybe that was just the camera angle. Anyway, I love the high pony. She looks absolutely stunning. She's got a great command of her final M poses, and overall, that was a solid performance. Wow, now we have contestant number 32 who just started with a really cool spin before she even came down the runway. She's got such a fierceness to her. I feel like she's got that energy that says, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to win. Which, you know, it's great for a pageant. She's got a pretty nice walk, but it's not actually the strongest walk I've seen on stage this evening. I do like her M posing, it's really strong. I just wish she would smile a little more because I feel like, oh no, she's actually, no, I take that back. She's incorporated some smiles into her M posing, but she does like maintain for 80 to 90% of the time a very serious look, and it is a little harder for the audience to connect when you don't smile, so maybe that's something to note for next time. Now we have contestant number 35. I think she might have missed her opportunity to do like an initial half spin turn or like some spins at the beginning, which is such a shame, but that's okay. Her M posing is unique and nice. She's got a great smile and she's got great energy, but I think that it was a real missed opportunity to not take advantage of some earlier posing in that sequence, but what can you do? Now we have contestant number 37. She has a really like nice kind of like friendly vibe about her. I think that her walk down the runway is actually looking slightly too relaxed. I'm not sure about the arms and the kissing. It's almost a bit reminiscent of Miss Grand, which I think I wouldn't bring to Miss Universe, but who knows, it might work in her favor. As for her M pose, absolutely gorgeous. That was really beautiful M posing, so she'll definitely win points from me there. But yes, a little unsure about the Miss Grand-esque gestures. Next we have contestant number 42. So far so good. I like this ramp walk. She has taken advantage of that first initial spot to do some posing, which is great because the last few contestants I think missed it. I am loving the hands on hip action as she's coming down the runway. She's got a really strong walk. I'm not actually 100% sold on that first pose. I don't think it was very strong. I think she's sort of recovered. You know what? I don't think it was the strongest M posing. Bit of room for improvement, but I feel like she's got a lot of potential. Now we have contestant number 43. Oh, I love her confident strut down the runway. I hope she takes advantage of the first opportunity to do like a pose or a spin, but I think she's missed it, which, you know, she's not the first contestant to do that. Let's see how her M posing is. Not bad. I like the spin. She's pulling lots of different poses. Oh, that was a very fast flick of the head. Not bad, but again, I think that it's a shame when they miss an opportunity to pose, and it wasn't the strongest walk I've seen, so I'm not sure. Now we have contestant number 46. Oh, this is like one of the better openings I've seen. I love that she kind of started with a really fierce pose instead of walking straight down the runway. Loving her walk so far. Very strong spin. She has such glamorous hair. Oh, she looks absolutely stunning. I love her like big pageant hair. Ooh, interesting crossing her like walking like that a little bit slowly. I'm not sure if I'm actually a huge fan of the M posing. Oh, see, I thought that she was going to execute that last part really well, but I'm not 100% sure. But still, she's very glamorous. She definitely looks like a pageant queen, but I'm not sure if that performance would be enough for me to progress her further in the competition, unfortunately. And last but not least, now we have contestant number 48. She's got, ooh, I love the facial transitions. Oh, very fierce opening spin. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I love the pace. She's got a great pace with her walk, really strong, very nice M pose, simple but elegant, with great facial expression. Sometimes it's better to keep the posing really simple and just do a good job instead of trying to do all these things and then looking a little bit awkward. So I think that was the last contestant to walk down the runway for the swimwear section. All of the ladies did such a fantastic job. I mean, this is Miss Universe India. This is such a huge and prestigious pageant. So just to get to this level and to get to this stage of competition is honestly such an achievement and an honor for all of the contestants. So well done to all of you gorgeous ladies. There were definitely some standout competitors in the swimwear round, and I'm really excited to see how those ladies progress throughout this competition. Okay, following the dazzling swimwear round, it was time to announce the top 10 contestants progressing through to the next stage of the Miss India 2025 competition. So in no particular order, announced in the same way that it was on stage, the top 10 were announced. So the top 10 contestants progressing to the next stage of the Miss Universe India 2025 competition were contestant number 3, contestant number 21, contestant number 22, contestant number 24, contestant number 29, contestant number 30, contestant number 32, contestant number 37, contestant number 43, contestant number 48, and there was the surprise addition of the Beauty with a Purpose winner, which was contestant number 46, actually making it the top 11 of the swimwear competition and progressing to the evening wear segment of the competition. So now let's do a live recap of the evening wear segment, which is one of my favorite parts of the competition, of course, aside from the top 5 Q&A. First, we have contestant number 3. Oh my goodness, she looks absolutely mesmerizing in her beautiful purple and golden gown. She looks like an absolute princess. I really like her updo. It's very elegant and she looks like an absolute queen. Now, she has a very sultry walk. She's taking her time. I like the pace of her walk. She could have put her hips on her hands on her hips a bit more slowly and smoothly instead of just putting them up there, but that's okay. She has really nice hip action, a smooth walk. I think her hand placement, I don't think her fingers need to touch, but I understand that she needs to have dainty hands, but her M posing is very beautiful, very classic. It's nice and simple, it's not too much. I think she's done a fantastic job. That was a great performance from contestant number 3. I have contestant number 21, who looks absolutely dazzling in a beautiful black dress with the Milky Way, like stars and moons in silvers on top of the dress. It's very elegant, it looks very beautiful. She has a nice smooth walk, lovely, very soft facial expressions. Like she has a mixture of serious but also like sweet and like charming. She has a lovely smile. She has very elegant end posing. I like the placement of her arms. She skillfully stepped out of the dress without tripping on it after her posing was finished. I thought that was a very solid performance, so well done. Now we have contestant number 22, who looks absolutely fantastic in a shimmery silver and burnt orange dress. It looks magnificent on her. The way all of the beading shimmers and moves as she walks really accentuates her smooth walk and her hip action on stage. I think that this was actually a fantastic gown choice. Ooh, very beautiful end posing. I love how she used her hands behind her back. Oh my goodness, this is probably the best end posing I've seen in the competition so far, but we are only 3 contestants deep in the evening wear segment. Oh, this is very skillful. I love the over the shoulder. She's got really strong facial expressions, nice transitions, and she's really taking her time. She's probably spent the most time posing, but it didn't seem like she was taking too much time. I thought that was a really beautiful performance, so well done to this contestant. Now we have contestant number 24, and if I remember correctly, I have seen this beautiful dress design on another contestant. I will have to try and find out which pageant contestant I've seen this on. It's very stunning and I definitely recognize it from past videos I've recapped. But anyway, I really like the color of this dress. I love the cape. I love that teal blue color and the contrast it has with the silver. Now her M posing is very beautiful. She's very controlled. I like the shapes she's making by using her arms. It's very elegant. And I like the smile at the very end as she's walking off the stage. That was a great performance. Now we have contestant number 29, who looks amazing in red. This is such a gorgeous color on her. It's a beautiful design. Her updo is fantastic. It's absolutely stunning. I'm not actually sure I loved how she flicked her cape, only because when she was walking down the ramp, she just looked really relaxed and regal and beautiful, but still like peppy. But then that kind of like woke me up out of it and was a bit jarring, I think, for evening wear, unless she could have done it a bit more slowly. Anyway, now we are at the M posing. She has got such a beautiful face. Like, she's got a great face for pulling lots of different expressions, like serious and sultry and smiley. So I think she's doing a great job commanding the stage and the audience's attention. I feel like she'd actually be a great actress potentially. She's just very expressive. That's the word I'm looking for. I think that this is a very solid performance, and because she gave a great performance and stood out a lot in the swimwear round, I would be surprised if she didn't make top 5, but let's wait and see. Okay, now we have contestant number 30, who's looking absolutely mesmerizing in this beautiful green gown with hints of like a yellow sort of gold color. She's given a very beautiful opening half spin turn sequence and great use of her cape. Very elegant and very appropriate for the evening wear round. She has a very sultry, very elegant walk down the ramp. It's slow, it's controlled. I like her arm movements. She has really soft facial expressions, a really nice smile, and she's changing it up right now in her M posing. Everything's really controlled and elegant, and this is exactly what I want to see in an evening wear performance. And the use of her cape isn't too much. If anything, it just enhances her performance instead of distracts or takes away from it. So, wow, can she break the trend of green never winning? Let's wait and see. Now we have contestant number 32, who looks absolutely dazzling in this beautiful bright gold halter neck style evening gown. This is such a gorgeous gown. I want this in my collection. I feel like I would feel like a movie star or like a James Bond girl, like on the red carpet. It's really cool. Now, contestant number 32, she won a lot of the side awards at the beginning of the pageant, so I feel like she's quite a strong contender in the competition. The gown choice is immaculate. She looks very glamorous. I think her walk needs just a little bit more hip action and variation. I'm not sure this is the strongest walk I've seen, but I do like the dramatic facial expressions that she's giving, and her final M posing is quite nice. She's taking her time. She's really commanding the stage. And honestly, like all the different shapes and the posing that she's picking, it's very elegant and really suits the style of her dress. So that was a solid performance, but I have seen slightly stronger ones, so I'm super curious to see how she places in the competition. Next, we have contestant number 37, who looks absolutely gorgeous in this like silvery and pink dress. I haven't seen a dress in these particular shades, whilst the shoulder design is very popular at the moment in pageantry. I love the color combination. It's so stunning. I think pink is such a pretty color if done right. She's got a really like princess-like demeanor on stage. I like the soft energy and the smile and the very like floaty walk down the stage. She's really taking her time. Oh, I wish she held those M poses a bit longer, just because evening gown, everything should be slow and sticky, like you're kind of like trying to wade through honey. So I wish she kind of held those dramatic poses a bit longer, but we'll see how she goes in the competition. Now we have another beautiful contestant in pink. Contestant number 43 has opted for this gorgeous silver and pink gown. And I think that the design of the dress, it actually looks like two silver serpents coming up, which I think is such a cool and unique feature that I've never seen before. And I also love the beautiful material draping off her arms. It's very gorgeous, and she's using it to her advantage. I don't think it's a distraction. She's done a nice flick at the end of the runway, very fierce facial expressions, and looking at the judges. Maybe she could have ditched one of the flicks of the cape, but that's okay. Overall, I think that was a very solid performance, and what a cool evening gown. I just think the serpent design was really cool. Now we have contestant number 46. Now, contestant number 46 really caught our attention just now by really taking her time getting into her first pose and coming down the runway. Her gold dress is absolutely beautiful and it suits her so much. All I would say is that it's not touching the ground, and there's a rule in pageantry that your evening gown must at least just touch the ground. Otherwise, it's not that you're disqualified, but it's just a bit of a big no-no, and I'm surprised that her coach or someone maybe didn't mention this, unless like they were given dresses on the night and they had no choice in their outfits, and maybe she didn't know that with wearing heels her dress wouldn't touch the ground. But yeah, I don't know if I deduct points, but that's just something for future contestants to be mindful of, that your evening gown must touch the ground with your heels on. Now we have contestant number 48, who looks dazzling in a beautiful royal blue gown. I wish she would slow down her walk just a tad, but she does have great hip action, and I do like the placement of her hands on her hips. But again, she didn't slowly put the hands on the hips, she kind of just put them there, which I saw another contestant do, and I would probably deduct points for that, I would say. And she didn't do many poses at the end of the runway. She kind of just did the one pose. So I think that's a missed opportunity for her to win points with the judges and connect with the audience. So bit of a missed opportunity there, but let's see who is going to progress to the Q&A segment. Okay, now the competition is getting very exciting. The ladies who progressed to the top 6 of Miss Universe India 2025 include contestant number 37, 21, 43, 3, 22, and 32. What formidable contestants they truly were. These ladies did a fantastic job in all the prior rounds of competition. Now it's time for their skills to truly be put to the test, as the Q&A round is usually where contestants fumble under the pressure of speaking on stage live for all to see. And now let's see how the contestants fared in the hardest part of the Miss Universe India 2025 competition. Starting with contestant number 3, who was asked, as a role model, how would you respond if a major sponsor of the pageant supported something morally controversial? Would you speak out, and how? Now, contestant number 3 went on to say that if a sponsor supported something that was controversial, she would like to bring it to their notice, and said that she is not in support of it because of her morals, and her principles is what truly reflects her strength. She said that because of her character, if she wants to speak up about it when the time is right, then she's truly not living up to the title as a queen. Therefore, and she said that she would still choose to follow her opinion. So I think she's saying that she would speak out if a sponsor did something that was morally controversial, but she would sort of pick the right time and place to, I suppose, bring it up with them, but ultimately she would stick to her morals and follow her opinion. So she did a good job answering the question, as in she didn't just repeat a answer that she had practiced beforehand. She did try to answer the question to the best of her ability. So I think that she did a good job. I think that it could have been a bit more clear, but it is hard answering questions like this on stage under pressure. But unfortunately, it probably wasn't the strongest answer for me, but I still would have given her quite a number of points just because she actually did answer the question. And as you'll see as we progress, I'm sure that there are contestants who will sort of not address the question and will skip straight to like repeating something that they want to say. So let's move on to the next contestant, which was contestant number 37. Now, contestant number 37 was asked, beauty pageants are sometimes criticized for reinforcing traditional beauty standards. How would you redefine the purpose of such competitions in modern India? And then she went on to say that people often look at beauty and think about, you know, whether you have a good figure or nice makeup or have a nice gown, but she said that beauty pageants are way bigger than that. But then she went on to talk about her platform, which was about sharing a voice for the voiceless. And she wanted to take a moment for her 47 co-contestants. And she said that all of the ladies are bringing with them a different advocacy for their state and for their nation and globally. And that she said that she had been a victim of multiple cyber harassment situations for speaking up for women and for children and peace, but that today, in front of all of the beautiful people, she's standing in front of everyone and showing how you can turn every pain into power to inspire generations to come. Oh, so big answer, but unfortunately that was not the clearest and most concise answer. So she didn't really answer the question properly, which is a shame, because this question is, in my books, a really great question to be asked. It's kind of like a classic. It's basically saying that people often think, you know, beauty pageants are just about beauty and there's a stereotype. How would you challenge that? And you can just go straight into talking about your platform and your advocacy. But I just think that she was trying to fit too many things in one answer, and it just didn't come across as really eloquent. So I think that it's something she could work on in the future, but I do think she's a really strong contestant. Now, moving on to contestant number 32, who was asked, if you won Miss Universe India and were asked to promote a cause you personally disagree with, how would you handle that situation? That's a really tough question, because in reality, if you sign a contract with Miss Universe, you pretty much would have to do whatever they say. And that's probably not what you'd want to say on stage, because the audience wants you to say, well, if I personally disagreed with it, of course I would stand out and I would fight for my rights and I would use my platform to blah, blah, blah. But if you're trying to get the Miss Universe crown, you don't want to tell the organization that you're going to go against them. So I think this is actually a really unfair question, if I'm being honest, but let's see how contestant 32 answered it. So just again, contestant 32 was asked, if you won Miss Universe India and were asked to promote a cause you personally disagree with, how would you handle that situation? And she said, she asked to have the question read out to her again, and then she said that she personally completely agrees when we talk about the LGBT community and that they do have rights to go through the body changes because it's about what they are born with. They didn't ask about transgender rights, so I have no idea why she started talking about this. She must have misheard the question. And then she went on to say that we have a choice to live our life how we want to live our lives, and that she would not agree with anyone to not change themselves. And I think people want to be happy in life and we all want to feel accepted. And she said that she would promote the LGBT community to go forward with the physiological changes that they really want. This answer was a little bit of a disappointment, because I think she's been a strong contestant throughout the competition. She won a lot of awards, but question and answer is honestly the most important part of the competition. I mean, a really simple way that she could have potentially answered this without saying that she would go against the Miss Universe organization is by saying, well, you know, Miss Universe is a very reputable organization. I can't imagine them promoting any cause that I disagree with, because Miss Universe is all about promoting charity and advocating for the voiceless. And I want to support these charities. And I want to lend my hand to the Miss Universe organization and help shape the future organizations and charities that Miss Universe India wants to support. Thank you. So you're sort of answering but not answering. And I usually say always answer the question, but you can't say on stage, well, if Miss Universe asked me to do something I didn't want to do, I would definitely not do it. Because come on, like in reality, do you think they're going to hire you if you say that? We've seen what's happened to other contestants who've been dethroned for, I guess, having disagreements with their directors, which is really sad. So I don't know, let me know what you think in the comment section, but unfortunately, contestant 32 did not answer the question. She started talking about advocating for LGBT rights, which wasn't the question, so I'm not sure what happened there. Okay, next we have contestant number 22, who was asked, AI and automation are replacing jobs. How can India ensure that women in the workforce are not left behind? What skills would you emphasize? And she said, thank you for the question. She went on to say that she believes that AI is one of humanity's greatest inventions. Quite bold. I know in today's day and age, she said that she knows in today's day and age that people often fear that going ahead, AI might take jobs, but she believes that that should not be the case. She says that AI should be used to empower human creativity and not replace human artistry. Very eloquent, great answer so far. She said that AI should be used with us and not against us, and that she thinks it is a tool that we can use to promote human creativity instead of degrade it, I think, or derate it. Anyway, I think that that was actually a fairly good answer. I think that she didn't entirely answer the question, which was how can India ensure that women in the workforce are not left behind? And she could have made this a perfect answer if she just added a line or two about how the governments can implement maybe AI learning into the school curriculum, especially in underprivileged communities, so that women and men have the opportunity to learn how to use AI to enhance their lives and not get left behind in the workforce as workforces adapt and change to keep up with technology. So I think that she actually gave one of the better answers so far compared to the other answers, but it probably did just need a little bit of work. Next we had contestant number 43, who was asked, climate change affects everyone, but policies often hurt low-income workers the most. How would you propose a solution that balances environmental protection and economic fairness? That's a hard question. She went on to say, thank you. She said that she believes that climate change is not a tomorrow problem, it's a now problem. She said, the world is not dying, we are killing it every day with the choices we make, and the solution for this is to take every step with mindfulness and compassion and kindness towards our world. And she believes that when we do that, and when we help the world, we're not just saving the climate and the world, we're saving each other. It was actually a very well worded answer, and I like everything that she said, but similar to the previous contestant, she just needed to add one or two lines to actually answer the question. So I loved everything she said, but it said the key question was, how would you propose a solution that balances environmental protection and economic fairness? Meaning, how can we implement climate change policies that don't affect low-income workers unfairly and disproportionately? Which the answer to that is obviously very hard, and I don't even know what I would say, but just thinking on the top of my head, maybe she could have just added one or two lines saying that while we want to move the world into a more sustainable and environmental space, it is often low-income workers who are most affected by the decisions at the top. And we need to craft policies and solutions that have the people at the bottom at the forefront of any policy or any change that is made, so that any changes or decisions to improve the environment also improves the lives of everyone in our community and in our country. Thank you. And the crowd goes wild. So yes, maybe she could say something like that next time, or if you're watching this and you're a contestant, just remember, you need to answer the question, because it's very frustrating if you give, like as a judge, you might give a very beautiful answer, like that was a great answer, but you didn't answer the question, she didn't answer the question. So you have to answer the question, because that's how you win a pageant. Next we had contestant number 21, who was asked, if you had to choose between advocating for women's education or immediate economic aid for impoverished families, which one would you prioritize and why? How would you address the counter arguments? Very good question. She said, on one side of the coin, we have seen that women have been deprived of basic rights such as education for as long as we can remember, and on the other side, we see the result of it, the impoverished families. She said it's about the 50%, she said it's because of this that 50% of the population has been deprived of basic amenities that can change their life, and if she has to, she would choose the option of women's education, and she would be choosing it not just to change the life of one person, but because it could change the entire strata of future of the country and of the world, and both are important, but it's about taking actions that can help in the long run. Thank you. Okay, that was a long answer, but it was the best answer we saw on the Miss India Universe 2025 stage. Oh my goodness, finally. They definitely saved the best till last. Thank goodness. Contestant 21 actually answered the question, and it was a hard question, and she didn't play it safe. She chose one. They said, what would you choose? Would you advocate for women's education or immediate economic aid for impoverished families? And that's hard because you don't want to pick one and then everyone criticize you because you didn't pick the other. So I think she did such a great job of picking one, but then explaining why and how it does make sense to pick women's education, because that has a flow-on effect on their families down the track. So she did such a great job. She actually answered the question. She was clear. She was a very confident speaker, and it was definitely the best answer on stage for the top 6 rounds. So well done to contestant number 21. But now it's the time that we've all been waiting for, the top 5 placements. So let's see who placed where and who won Miss Universe India 2025. So placing in 4th runner-up was contestant number 37. So congratulations to contestant number 37. I thought that she gave a pretty solid performance throughout the competition. I think that she might have lost a couple of points in the question and answer round. So I think her placement was fair, taking everything that I saw into account when I was, analyzing all of the 48 contestants. Next, we have 3rd runner-up, which was contestant number 3. So congratulations to contestant number 3. I am a little surprised she didn't perform maybe a little better. I thought that her stage performance was very solid, especially in the evening wear round. She was a bit of a standout to me, maybe not the strongest in the Q&A, but overall I thought she was a very solid performer. So well done. Placing 3rd runner-up in Miss Universe India is huge, and she looks absolutely fantastic. So congratulations to contestant number 3. Next we had 2nd runner-up, which was contestant number 22. I think that this was a pretty fair placement. I think that she fared really well throughout the competition. I think she stood out the most in the evening wear segment, if I remember correctly. I really loved the gown. I thought that she had some of the strongest end posing, and her walk was really flawless. So I think that she performed really well on stage. Perhaps not the strongest, but definitely not the worst answer in the Q&A section, but overall a really solid performance throughout the Miss Universe India competition. Next we had 1st runner-up, which was contestant number 43. I think that she did a great job throughout this competition. She was very dazzling in her beautiful pink dress, and I think she gave a solid performance throughout. But now it's time to see who won the Miss Universe competition. Let's have a look. Okay, and then the winner was contestant number 21. Congratulations. I think contestant number 21 did such a good job, and I'm glad to see that she won, especially because not only was she very dazzling on stage, but she genuinely gave the best answer in the Q&A round, and I do think that that should count a lot more than, how someone looks when they're in a bikini. I think that the Q&A round is where women get their chance to shine and show their confidence, their intelligence, and how they can handle pressure on stage. I still love the on-stage segments of pageantry, and I love the evening wear round and opening number and that sort of thing, but I do think that it's very reassuring to see contestants who give the best answers winning the pageant or placing highly in the pageant. So I'm really happy for contestant number 21. I think she did a fantastic job. And then we had contestant number 32. Now typically that would be first runner-up, but they already announced fourth runner-up, third runner-up, second runner-up, and first runner-up, and then they had the winner in 32, so I'm a little bit confused about that. But anyway, congratulations to contestant number 32 for placing so highly. She definitely took out a lot of the subtitle awards at the beginning of the evening, so she definitely must have impressed the judges and the directors well before the final competition. And that's a hot tip to you ladies watching out there. The trick is, when you want to win a pageant, I always say win it before you even get there, which means that you need to do so much work before you get there at the grand finale and get there on stage. That's just really the cherry on top. I teach all of my clients as a coach to win your pageant before you even get there. And you do a lot of that through your personal branding and how you show up on social media and the charity and advocacy work that you do and all of the interview preparation before you even get there. And treat the grand finale and putting on your beautiful evening gown and answering the top 5 Q&A as like the cherry on top, but you shouldn't be relying on how you're going to perform on stage as the reason why you will or will not win. I think a lot of it happens behind the scenes and how you are and your demeanor during the weeks that you are there at your national finals and how you perform backstage. And there's just so many elements that go into pageantry, but obviously you still need to be fantastic on stage because that's what everyone celebrates. That's what the judges on the night see. They might not see all the things that happen beforehand. So if you ever need help preparing for your pageant, don't forget I am a pageant coach, so you can contact me via the link in my description box and book in some sessions with me. But thank you so much everyone for watching my recap of the Miss Universe India 2025 competition. Do you think the results were fair? I know that everyone always has something to say, so keep it nice, but feel free to share your honest thoughts in the comment section below. And thank you so much for supporting my channel. I love seeing everyone comment, even if people disagree. I think it's healthy to always have like your own opinions. So let me know how you feel the Miss Universe India 2025 pageant went, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button so you never miss a video, and I hope to see you next time.